What's up, guys? This is Chris, and I decided to document my latest, I guess, I hate to say it this way, but get rich quick kind of scheme going on. And listen, for 3 years, I've been dealing with these crypto groups on WhatsApp, and I've made some money and I've lost some money. They call them pig butchering scams, is what AI calls them. I'm like, I don't know, they have these platforms that you invest these coins. These coins, like, technically, like, they don't exist. I mean, they don't exist outside of these platforms. Like, you look them up on CoinMarketCap or Cubase, not Cubase, Coinbase, and they don't even show up. So, like, it's like a synthetic token for their website only. But they have you. They give you, a lot of times they give you test money. They give you test money for free, and then you invest with it, and you follow their exact rules. You follow their exact rules to the T. And then at the end of the period, which is usually like 5 or 6 days or a week or whatever, they have you send back the principal, and then you either like collect all the profit, or you get to keep all the profit. In some cases where I had like a $500 test amount, I got to keep all the profit. Or sometimes when you invest with a larger amount, like for one example, a company called Trust Story gave me $3,000 to invest with. I get to keep 20% of the profit, and they keep 80%, and so I'm in the midst of that. I lost some money in the past, sending money from one platform to another, but I don't know if it just their systems couldn't track it or whatever. But like, I lost a lot of money that way, and so now whenever I make profit, it goes directly to Coinbase. I send it directly to Coinbase, so I have a good record. Because a lot of these companies don't have record; they don't keep their information on the blockchain. There's no way to track it, so you don't know if you're getting screwed or not. Anyway, there's this one company, and I swear to God, this is like my last attempt. Like, if this turns out to be a scam, I'm done. I am totally done with this bullshit. I started with this woman named Mira. There's this group on WhatsApp called Helix, run by this guru, this mentor named Jonathan. And the first few weeks that I was with this company, I felt this was like super legit, because most of the groups have you like trading on these really sketchy exchanges, and they never use stop losses. Like, it's like almost they know the direction the coin's going to head. Like, I don't know how they know this, but I have a suspicion that they control the market, because these coins are synthetic. They don't exist on real exchanges. So I think they can control, like, maybe they have a software program showing these fake trades. But with Helix, I was a believer, okay, because Mira's the one. She was the secretary of Helix. They started with BTCC on the BTCC exchange, which I was happy to do that, and I was glad, and because I knew that they didn't have control of it, they didn't have access to it, they couldn't fuck me over. So Mira would give me signals for Ethereum and Ethereum futures, and I would follow the signals. And I only started with like $100, but literally, like, in about a little over a week, I doubled my money, and this was legitimate. And we used stop losses and everything, so I was really excited about that. I was like, this sounds legit. Like, this is the first company that I really feel is legit. This is valid. I think this is legit. And so when I came back after a break, I was gone for like a week or two. I came back and I said, "Hey, are we still doing BTCC trading?" And she's like, "Oh, we moved on to do another project." I'm like, "Well, will you do BTCC trading later?" She said, "Yeah, we'll come back to it eventually, but now we're doing this thing with Lattice structure." And so I looked into this, and of course I looked it up on AI, and they always tell you this. They always say, you're going to get burned. Don't put your money in. It's a pig butchering scam. I had many debates with Grok about this, and she was trying to convince me not to put any money in. But basically what they do, according to them, they provide liquidity to Coinbase, and Coinbase just opened a futures trading program. Coinbase released this liquidity trading, and this is common knowledge. But what she was saying is that they were swamped with more business than they knew what to do with, and so they didn't have the liquidity from the regular trading partners to provide the massive amounts of liquidity needed to run these these derivative products. So they reach out to companies like Lattice Structure, and the Lattice Structure works with Helix. And Helix is a WhatsApp community. I don't know how many people are in it. I think several hundred. It's run by a guy named Jonathan. He's the mentor, and these mentors slash assistant groups are common on WhatsApp. There's a lot of people say these are all pig butchering scams, and they might be. Maybe that's their long-term goal. But Mira seemed to have like a long-term look. Like we want people for the long term. We want clients for the long term. So she was kind of courting me on that idea. So I was willing to try it out. I said, how much does it require to invest? How much is required? And I think it was like $200 is all you need. And so she didn't say anything about, quotas or anything like that, but I found out later that there are quotas. But she, to be honest, she did come forward and she said, okay, your quota is currently set at like $3,000. You think you can handle that? And I didn't really understand what she was talking about. I didn't get it. Like, I was like, so that means I can only invest up to $3,000? She's like, yes. But the fact of the matter is, it's a minimum. It's a base. It's not a max. It is a maximum and a minimum at the same time. Like you have to get a certain amount of cash invested to fill the quota, so that Lattice Structure feels like you're contributing to the pool. And so once you hit your individual quota, and it's different for each person. Once you do that, once you hit your quota, then you're able to withdraw and all these things. But at the same time, Nira said you can withdraw at any time, no strings, whatever. And so I did make a test withdrawal of $150. It went through. I was very pleased about that. It went through in literally 30 seconds to a minute. I was like, okay, this is good news. This is good news. But I currently have about $10,000 on the exchange. I started with my max investment is like $500. But I got this message from Lattice Structure saying, oh, your account has been flagged for something, you need to deposit $500. I'm like, okay, I thought I only had to pay 50% of quota, because I think somewhere in there, Mira made this mention of 50%. I don't know if it was binding, if it was this is all I have to put in 50%, or this is just the current level that's required. But whatever, there was some kind of a misunderstanding. And my understanding was if I hit 50% of quota, I could do full withdrawals and things like that. But either I was mistaken or she was intentionally vague about it. And in the end, I found out that I do have to hit on there. To be fair, I explained to them, because I lowered my quota to I think I lowered it to I don't know, 2,500 or something, because I didn't understand. I thought it was the maximum I could invest. I can invest any amount up to that, and that would be my max investment. And so I went forward with that in mind. And I explained to them later, hey, I can't hit this quota. I didn't realize it was a minimum. I thought it was a maximum. And so I again, thinking it was 50% of quota, I have to hit. I lowered it to 1,000, and they agreed to do so on their behalf. And so my quota is currently set to about $1,000. And they said, you need to hit, your account has been flagged for whatever, insufficient funds. You need to deposit $500. And then I want to make sure. I wrote them and I said, look, are you sure? Are you certain? After I deposit this $50 to $500, that's it. No more fees, no more additional payments are required. Once I put the $500 in, my quota is going to be hit, and I'll be able to withdraw. I'll have full access to the trading program. And they said yes. They said yes, and I have it in writing. I have them saying yes, that's true. No future payments will be required. You'll hit quota, and you'll be able to do withdrawals and participate in the program. I have an embodied Moxie robot, listed for $600. I have an iMac 2012 listed for $140. I have an Oculus Quest 2, a Meta Quest 2 for $150. With lead strap and a few other things, a TV and a few other things. If I could sell the robot itself for $600 or more, it's a risk. And my friends from Africa are saying, just don't waste any money. They're just going to scam you. And I hope they're wrong. I really hope this is legit. And I told Mira, I said, look, if this works out, I will stay with your company through thick and thin. Wherever you go, I'll follow you. If you go back to BTCC trading, I'll follow you. I think she said that when they do that, the first year is commission free, and after the first year, then you pay like I think it was like a 20% commission, which I'm totally cool with that. I would willingly send that in. I really don't want to be messed up on this Lattice structure channel thing. But they keep talking about this crypto group that's happening, where there's execs from Coinbase, there's execs from Bored Ape Yacht Club, there's Link Chainlink is there. There'll be executives from Chainlink, and Grok looked online to see if there were anything listed, and she's warning me like, no, this group doesn't exist. There's no such group called this in Dubai, which is where they're going to have it. And I'm like, I understand that, but they keep explaining that it's offline. So I don't know why it's offline. Maybe it's because Coinbase doesn't want people to know that they're using these third-party WhatsApp groups for liquidity. Could be a scam. But it feels official. It feels like, they're like, we've sent out the invitations. We have five openings left. The date will be, I think it was on the same date as some big crypto group in Dubai, but it's not the same thing. It's like a side group, and I don't know if it's associated with this big group that's happening in Dubai or not. But at any rate, so that's where I'm at right now. I just wanted to document this so that if in the end I do get scammed, I will post this. I have other crypto groups that have scammed me. I have this one called Brandlift, and they scammed me out of $100. And I know it's not a lot of money, but it's a thought that counts. And I put together an AI avatar dialogue using HeyGen, and it's literally the first thing that pops up when you type in brandlift.icu. It says Brandlift ICU scammed me, and a big old avatar. And so I'm doing that with other groups. There's another one called blockinc.com that I think has screwed me out of $397. They were like, they bet on the direction of Bitcoin, and you follow their examples, and you turn like $200 into like $300, like in basically like 2 minutes. And I was a little bit skeptical of that group because I literally watched on purpose, like as soon as they issued the trading signal for Bitcoin to go long, I took a note on CoinMarketCap of the current listing price, the current price of Bitcoin. And then when they said to close it down, I wrote down the closing price, and Bitcoin had fallen about $100 or so from the buy to the sell point. And I pointed that out because they were going long and Bitcoin actually dropped, and I profited $97 anyway. And so I pointed that out, and then they just got all defensive and said, "Oh, I guess you're a supercomputer, or maybe you should do trading on your own." I'm like, hey, I never said I was an expert. I'm just pointing out the fallacy here. Like, how can I profit money on Bitcoin when on a long when it actually went down? And so they booted me from the group, and they demanded commissions. I sent in the commissions like more than a week ago, and they keep saying once the commission gets to the analysts, you'll be able to withdraw your $397. And that was like 4 days ago. And so I screenshotted my commissions. I paid in like $60 a commission. And then funny thing is, I went back to blockinc.com and I looked it up online, and it's weird. It forwarded, like the website defaulted to another website. It was like some bank company or like bank papers or I forget what it was. But I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is your website redirecting to this other website that has nothing to do with crypto? And they couldn't answer it. And so now my hope was that I could just tear down their site with this video, but it looks like their site's already been taken down or repurposed or whatever. But I'm gonna do it anyway if they don't come forward and send in my withdrawal. At least, maybe I can't have that much of an effect, but at least I can make the name blockinc.com go down in internet lore as a terrible scam, and something that stole $200 because that's the total amount that I invested was $200, and then I turned it into $397. But I guess when I started asking questions, they got all defensive and blocked me and are preventing me from doing my withdrawal. So I'm not cool with that. I'm not taking that shit lying down anymore. So I will make that video in time if I feel like I need to, if they still don't do the withdrawals. But the main thing I'm looking at here is just Lattice structure. So I've created this video as documentation of what I'm going through. Actually, maybe I could maybe I'll show you here. Let me show you exactly what this Lattice structure site looks like, and you'll see why it's so appealing to someone. It is a get rich quick scheme, and we're talking about 30% interest in one day. I mean, this is an unheard of return. So, all the flags are going off in my head. Like this is too good to be true. But it feels like it somehow might be legit. I don't know. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And if they, now that they're saying $500 more max, and that's all it will be, I will hold them to that. If they come up with more bullshit later and say, oh, you need to deposit another $250 to release the funds or whatever, I'll just show them, hey, look, you said here, no fees would be required. I'm not doing it. Send in the funds, or I'm going to expose you on the internet. So we'll see what happens. Hold on one second, and I'll get this. All right, first of all, let me just show you this message that I get from wait, change that. All right, here we go. Let's show. So as you can see, I don't know if that's gonna come up negative or backwards. Hold on, let me turn the camera around here. Okay, so as you can see, here's the message I get. System intelligent detection notification. Dear user, your linked receiving address is unable to receive transfers from VIP institutional channel accounts. Please change your on-change wallet to the correct Solana chain receiving address before applying for withdrawal. So they're saying I need to change it. But when you over here, and you look, and you up here, and you go to withdrawal here, you see that it's in USDT, right? If I select here, look, there's only two. There's only USDC and USDT. So where the fuck is Solana? I don't see it. There's no way to change it to Solana. So I'm a little bit nervous. They have my withdrawal address here, which I don't know. So that's one concern. So I go over here. You see total assets 0 because I threw everything into the Solana one, and you'll see if I go to orders here and then hit effective, you'll see there's my Solana, right? We're getting close to done. We're 99.3% done. Look at this. In 2 fucking days, 2.5 fucking days, here I am, $2,730 on $8,600 invested. So yeah, this is gonna put me well over 10,000 when it finally gets through. And this may be just a big old scam. Who fucking knows? I don't know. But shit. For God's sakes. Leave me alone, people. You've got me. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, so anyway, this is the options here. And this is where I talk to customer service, or go here, customer service, and you can see here's the conversation that I've had with them over the last few weeks. You can see they explained to me various ways to keep my account going. And then I said, Mira removed me from the Helix group. She gave me no reason, just bam, I'm out. If I'm going to feel secure about making this a $500 investment, I need to have access to the group again. And Mira is going to have to stop ghosting me. Do you understand? Please tell Mira to put me back in the group and at least try to somewhat be responsible when I ask for questions. Thank you. And they said, I am not familiar with the details of your institution, but if you wish to withdraw your funds, you must complete this verification process. And I said, you don't work with Helix. So there's other things. And I did cuss at them once when I was pissed off, and I thought they were trying to scam me, and then they were unresponsive for a while. And I apologize for cussing them out, and hopefully we're on the right channel here. And then if I go over to Mira, well, you'll see if I go here to Helix, you'll go here. You see it says you can't send messages to this group because you're no longer a member. Mira at Helix removed you. So she gave me no reason why she removed me or anything. So it looks like Monday. Is that today? Yeah, so it looks like BTC 7 days coming up. So if that's the case, I should be able to go back to Lattice here. And I should be able to throw my money into BTCC or BTC. Let's see if it's open. No, it's not open. But 7 day, that's this one here. You can see 234%. So if that really does open up and I have 10,000, then I'm looking at about over a $20,000 return over 7 days. So a $10,000 return. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck, and I'll keep documenting this. You guys take care. Hey guys, this is Chris, and this is a video I did not want to make, but I have to because the firm Lattice Structure, whatever the heck that company is, I don't know. Their website is still on the website. They're still on the internet, but their support no longer exists. I went to their support, and that the account was deleted. I have not heard anything from the Helix WhatsApp group ever since I was booted from the group about 2 weeks ago. Nira disappeared, never returned, never answered any of my questions. Lattice support was asking for $500. I was asking them for some clarity on something on the website, on some withdrawals, and they never got back to me. And then they just completely ghosted me, and they deleted their account. So I have $500 in that I lost. So if I'm down $500. I had $16,000 on the site. It still shows on the website. I'll show you in just a second. So this is the Lattice Structure website, and as you can see up here, if I go up here, you can see there's my total assets at $16,000. But of course, there's no way to access it when I go to like withdraw. You can see they say you can only withdraw on the Solana network. As you can see, the only options are USDT or USDC. So there's no Solana network there. I've tried, every time I tried to make a withdrawal, it says talk to support. And let me show you what happens when I talk to support. So I go here, down to customer service, and it shows my last thing. You can't delete the conversation. I already created a video using responses to my questions. It's already almost ready to go live on YouTube. Unless you grow up and explain to me how to set my withdrawal address. I guess you don't want my $500. They never responded, and of course, there it is, deleted account. So the whole freaking thing is a freaking scam. Let's see if I can still find over here. Here's the Helix. See if I can find it. Yeah, here's Helix. This is Helix, and I was removed from this group. And the looks like the last message was on the 4th of March. So I don't know if that's just what I can see or whatever, but it looks like, you know, I went to group info here, up here, and I literally wrote half of the people on this freaking site. There's 62. I must have written at least 20 or 25 people. Not a fucking person wrote back to me. So fuck this shit. You know, I lost $500. Stupid. This is the last time I'm dealing with a crypto bullshit. If they have a site, I'm gonna check the age of the site before I mess around with it, because that's the clearest way to tell. Is when you're dealing with a website like a crypto site, and they're making impossible promises like, you know, invest $200 or whatever and make 30% a day. 99% of the time it's going to be a scam. Check the website, check the domain. I didn't do it this time. I was naive about it. I should have. The Helix group was only started in I believe it was February or something like that, maybe January. It's only been around for like 2 months, and I'm sure Lattice Structure has probably only been around for a few months, and that's a telltale sign. If the site has only been around for a month or two, then it's a freaking scam. So yeah, so I lost $500. I don't know if there's anyone else out there that lost money to Helix on the Helix site on WhatsApp or Lattice structure. But please, if you've lost sight, if you lost money from that website, please share your stories here. There's not much I can do about it, you know. I mean, the website, they're not even answering the customer questions anymore. So I don't know if the website is going to be around much longer, but hopefully we can get it shut down. So anyway, I didn't want to make this video, but I had to. So watch out for Helix. Oh, and there's one more thing that I was talking about earlier in the site. Earlier in this video, I talked about Block Crypto. I think it was Block Inc. Blockinc.com. BLOCKINC.com. And yeah, they screwed me out of $200. And I had $387 on their site. They're not letting me do withdraw. They're not responding to any of my texts. So you know what? From now on, I'm just, you know, I'll settle for playing the stock market, I guess. That's just how I'm gonna have to do it. Maybe find some good stock groups, because there's sometimes some of these groups have decent stock recommendations that are decent. But as far as putting my money on an untrusted crypto site, never again. I'm done. I am freaking done. All right, peace out, guys.